great marijuana. That is the purpose of this meeting, ladies and gentlemen.
Marijuana is referred to as Mary Jane, pot, weed, or tea.
That Michoacan, man, Acapulco Gold, man. I even smoke that tight stick.
We're smoking reefer.
The realest thing smoking on the internet. The Podheads Webshow.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's 4:20 on a Saturday night in March. You're in the Cypher with the Podheads. I'm your Commander-in-Chief, Frank the Tank, and as always, I'm hanging in the Cypher with my best buds, JB Perez.
What's up? It's JB Perez. Glad to be back in the Cypher with the best of buds, Frank the Tank and C Money. Glad to be in the Cypher, boys. What's up?
Sure. And making C Money.
What's up, everybody? It's Making C Money here in the Cypher with the Podheads. I got my two best buds here. We got a special guest. Looking forward to tonight's show, boys.
Yeah, man. Say what's up to our boy Fred, a fellow bud of the Cypher. Introduce yourself, Fred.
What's going on, boys? My name is Fred, and I am a podhead.
Yeah,
What's going on, man?
Fuck yeah, all right. Definitely. Guys, it's going to be a great show. You turned in for a good one. We're going to talk cryptocurrency, sliding into the future on some SpaceX time travel shit. We're also going to talk social media addictions. And C Money is going to tell us how we can pick up girls at the gym. Hey, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a great one. You're in the Cypher with the Podheads.
Yeah.
All right, you're back in the Cypher with the Podheads. It's your Commander-in-Chief, Frank the Tank, heavy on the Chief. Listen, catch us on iTunes, YouTube, Podbean, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that shit. Show some love, follow, like, subscribe. We're out there. We're out there. Subscribe. Click that button.
Yes, sir.
Before we get started, man, let's do this as we always do.
Oh,
You know I had to get back to the
if I
busy.
do. Yeah, look at that.
Oh.
Even the guest got some.
Oh,
Ah.
party foul. I dropped it.
Look, before I came on, it's like it's
What, you take sleeping pills, motherfucker?
no, it's like it's really cool. I forgot what the name of it is, but it's just Everclear infused with THC.
THC
And I'll
oil?
send we'll pop a picture up. I'll send one to JB rather than just kind of turn
All
my
right,
phone.
so you feeling good? You ready to
man.
rock?
Little tiny vials. You just drop like 8 drops on your tongue, and you're good in about 20
Oh
minutes.
shit. We're gonna do the rolling episode and have C Money tripping on acid one of these days.
That'd be a lot of fun, actually.
Fuck yeah.
That would be interesting.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
down.
Hell yeah. So what's up with everybody? What's going on, JB? How's life treating you?
Yeah, what's up, fellas? First, let me start off by welcoming our guest. Thank you for coming to the show, to the Cypher. You're always welcome. He's one of our biggest fans, so definitely welcome. Thank you for being on the show.
Appreciate it.
This week, since last time, again, nothing new. The weather's kind of crazy. It started being 70 degrees one day and snowing the next day. This global warming shit is real. I don't care what anybody says, bro. We're supposed to be ice cold, not 70 degrees and then 6 inches of snow.
And it's cold up here.
Yeah, so again, not kind of been living a boring life, beginning of the year. So you got, I haven't done my taxes yet, so I don't have that special feeling that everybody gets yet. You know what I mean? So I don't got that feeling yet. So I haven't done much yet. But I got this to carry me on, so
Hey,
that's
nice.
what we doing.
There you go.
What about you, C Money? What's been going on with you? You've been Uber driving, right? How's that been going? Or Lyft, right?
Yeah, I've been driving for Lyft for almost 3 weeks now. It's definitely an interesting experience, man, but it's a cool gig. The money's actually not that bad. It's a lot better than I was making full time at my job at a hospital.
Oh,
Really?
wow.
It goes to show you. So, they advertise make certain amount of money an hour, and it's true. So it's kind of cool to kind of go out there whenever you want. Like for instances like this, if I need to do something for a couple hours, I can just kind of clock out.
Your
and
own
do it.
boss. Yep.
Yeah, so that's always nice because I kind of hate being told what to do. And I actually saw Black Panther yesterday.
Oh, me too. Let me take.
And it was actually really cool. I saw the symbolism that they tried to show through the movie. So I understand why it kind of gave people like a morale boost after they saw it. I saw so many funny memes and shit. Yeah.
Wakanda forever.
But it was good.
So it's a good movie?
Movie, yeah. It was, pretty cool, man. My buddy brought me to this theater where you just pay like an extra $5 and you get like recliners, and it's each chair has like its own speaker behind you and shit. It's just crazy.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that is cool. Cool, man.
I'm excited for Venom to come out in
Yes.
October.
Yes.
Man.
You see the trailer? That does look
Looks
very
badass. What about you, Fred? What you been up to? What's life like? Fred is joining us all the way from Kentucky.
Kentucky.
boys. Hey y'all, what's up? Hey man, I'm a Kentucky boy. I've been here for a long time. I was a military brat, army brat. So we moved here, from Germany actually to here. Been all over the world before that. So I love it. It's a good place, man. If anybody's been up this way on a good weather day, it's freaking amazing here. It's beautiful. But yeah, I mean, all I've been doing all year, man, is just grinding. You know how I do, man. I'm always trying to make that next dollar, So I'm always trying to find something new, something to keep me motivated. I'm a believer in this. You got to grow in order to live. If you're not growing, you're dying. And that's how I feel. You get everybody feel that way, just don't realize the reason why. But yeah, that. And then I busted my knee 2 weeks ago. And so now I haven't been able to really do, because I've been running. Now I can't do nothing. So I'm just kind of chilling and.
What'd you fall?
Rehab. Well, my son says it's because I'm old now.
That's good. I was gonna say.
But I was playing ball over at the local gym, and just some cat fell on my right side of my leg and popped my knee inward a little bit. I don't know if it's tore. I'm one of those guys. I got health insurance, but I'm like, but yeah, the deductible, dude. I don't want to pay it.
$100 or whatever.
I don't need no doctor. Put some Bengay on that shit. You'll be all right.
On it and let it go,
Yeah, fuck yeah. I actually, speaking of movies, I went and saw Red Sparrow this weekend with my girl.
Red Sparrow?
Yeah, it's supposed to be this really badass action spy thriller starring Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes, now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it kind of reminded me of. Do you remember in Age of Ultron where they showed Black Widow's backstory and like the spy school in Russia? And it kind of reminded me of that. But it's just, it was a little bit unrealistic to me.
Jennifer Lawrence wasn't doing it
I wanted
for
to
you?
like it. Yeah, she was doing it for me, but the rest of the movie wasn't.
Hey, Kentucky girl, by the way. Kentucky girl.
Nice. All right, put one in the air for Jennifer Lawrence and Kentucky. Yeah. But yeah, it wasn't. I expected more. And I just didn't get it. It seemed like a story that was just kind of rushed. It was badass, some good action scenes. I don't want to give a lot away because it's supposed to be like keep you guessing, but it was pretty straightforward. There wasn't a single time where I felt lost at all, and I'm by no means a smart guy. So yeah.
Okay.
So what do we got, JB? You say we like to start the show every episode with This Week in Weed. So
Week in Weed. We still gotta get a theme song for that.
Yeah.
So this is a 420 base podcast. So we want to bring our fans the news of the current times for weed. So here we go. This Week in Weed. Let's start off this Week in Weed. Let's start off kind of in a bad news for our 420 fans. As many of you might know, there was a federal lawsuit versus Jeff Sessions and the government to try to basically, long story short, get marijuana off the Schedule 1 list. There was a lawsuit. That lawsuit now has been thrown out. So that's the news for the week. That lawsuit has been thrown out by the judge that's in charge of it, and basically said this to the defendants, that you have not exhausted all your avenues before coming to me, before using the judicial system. The judge wants them to write to the DEA to try to use administrative techniques to try to get them to change their tune there. And I found that to be just so like I don't even know what the word is, but like, let me sweep that under the rug.
It sounds like they're kind of passing the buck. Listen,
passing the buck. That's like, a perfect analogy. She was like, "Oh, I don't want my name on this. Let me pass the buck on and say, hey, try a little harder and come back next year and see where we're at." So that whole just kind of threw me for a loop. And bad news for the 420 community. Thoughts?
Do you think they'll ever make Bud not Schedule 1?
Yeah, has to. We talked last episode. There's more now legal weed than there is illegal weed. We're not going back. Yeah, it better be, man, because this is.
I think it's just fucking Sessions, dude. There's just something about him. I swear to God, he was the kid that didn't get offered a joint in high school. He was that one kid. It has to be money. You know what I mean? Like, he has no other reason to not want it to be.
Some people could just hate. You said it. He could just be salty, and to him, marijuana is a nasty drug, and we gotta take everybody away. You know what I mean? So anyway, man. Yeah, Fred.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Here's all I gotta say. Yeah, fuck him, man. You know, and the reason why I say fuck Sessions is he's a hater. There's a lot of people in this world that are a lot like him, you know, so that's what sucks, you know. I'd say, but it's not as much as that are not like him. So, but the problem is the people who are like him have a bigger voice, and that's the issue, and that's what sucks. And I hate that. It's a shame. I live in Kentucky. You all live in Florida. I think it's similar laws down there. Do you guys have medicinal down there, don't you?
Yeah. Right.
So, no, you live in Florida. That's right. So, but down there it's a little bit different. We don't even have that in Kentucky, which is crazy. It's the #1 cash crop in Kentucky. So I don't understand that. It is.
Yeah.
But yeah, weird.
Anyways,
weird.
Yeah. So fuck Sessions. And you know what? Fuck that judge for passing the buck there, because that's exactly what it was. There's no hiding what she did there. Anyway, moving on in this week in weed, our next news comes still with the government, but comes out of Illinois. I want to give a round of applause to the Democrat. His name is Benjamin Wolf. He is a Democrat running for Congress in that state. Dude is a pot smoker, legally, flamboyantly out in the public. He takes pictures. That is his what's the word I'm looking for, guys? Help me out. His platform. Okay. His Benjamin Wolf's platform is legalize marijuana. That's it. Let's get it. I'm mad proud of this guy.
I'm ready to go vote for him right now. When's he running for president? You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Put it in the air for that guy.
Benjamin Wolf.
This one's for him. This puff right there.
This bud's for you.
This bud's for you, Wolf.
Trademark infringement not intended. Yeah.
All
right. And the last news in this week in weed, we're going to go to Canada, our big brother upstairs, our little brother upstairs, I think it is. The city of Ontario, Canada. Their government has actually inked a deal or signed a contract with an online marketing agency, Shopify. I'm sure you guys have heard about it. Yeah. It's an online marketplace. The Ontario government has signed a deal to let them sell marijuana online now. So there is now a precedence to sell and buy marijuana online in Canada, out of all places. So look at that.
That's amazing.
That would be amazing. Imagine being able to go on Amazon and just order shit.
That's the idea.
In 2 days.
That's the idea.
But it should be that simple. You get fresher, better. Well, I mean, in Canada, you know, their prime minister, he's actually pretty awesome. I read a lot about him. I follow him on some stuff, and his ideas and his thoughts. You know, he's not a firm like, oh, he doesn't smoke and he doesn't say he smokes, but he also understands what it can do for not just the economy, for one. Mm-hmm. 2, takes people out of jails that shouldn't be in there. That's just waste. But that's a whole other story. That's a business by itself too. Anyway,
we've talked about that. You know?
Oh, and it's horrible business. But anyway, but you know, he's smart, and Canada's smart because they're going to legalize it all, and they're allowing it. So that's why those businesses up there are going to thrive, and they're going and that economy there is just going to be huge in the next 5-10 years.
It's an old mentality. I mean, this battle against marijuana is an old mentality. I mean, the numbers are there, the data is there, the people are there. I mean, that battle, it's waste. It's useless. It's dumb.
It's horribly dumb, extremely dumb. Yeah.
So there you go. That's this week in weed.
All right, look, guys, we got to take a break, but before we do, I want to see how well you guys know your butt. All right, real quick, I just got an updated list from Leafly of the strongest cannabis strains. They originally did this, I think, back in 2015.
Okay.
And I mean,
shit.
And
Let
back
me get my notepad out.
So let's
Okay.
see. I want to see if any of you guys know. All of these, by the way, are rated at, I think, about 28% or higher. Between
28% THC.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
My kind.
crazy high
That's what I'm
already.
talking about.
Okay, so this isn't trivia or anything like that, but I want to see if you guys, just off the top of your head, can you guys name any that you might know of?
Is there a Barney in there? Something Barney?
Soda? Hey, I know that back in the day, the one that everyone was always talking about was the that sour diesel. Everybody said sour diesel. That's supposed to be like the bomb strand like 5 years ago. So I'm gonna guess that it's still in the top 5.
Sour diesel is not anymore. That's actually a good guess because I used to love that. Yeah.
What about either Trainwreck or White Widow?
Okay. No, sir. No.
Wow.
White Widow, though, there are variations. What about you, JB? Any guesses?
Man, I go to my plug and say, give me the best shit you got, man.
Give me the good stuff. Yeah.
Right? Give me your good shit. And it's good shit, and it's got perp in it. So like I said, either Barney or perp or Kush or something like that in the name, and there we go.
Okay, so look, these are all, and I didn't, 28%, no. These are all capped at 28%, between 20 and 28%.
Oh,
but I'll
see.
give you a quick list because we got to make moves. Kosher Kush at 21.5%. Kosher Kush is a purple.
Never heard of it either.
Purple strand. Bruce Banner, 23.4%. There's
I've heard
that
that
Hulk right there. That Ghost Train Haze, 20%. Ghost OG, 23.7. So far, I haven't smoked any of these.
Those have got to be hybrid.
Oh,
Holler
Everyone's gotta
at
be
me.
hybrid.
Yeah, holler at your boy.
Crossbreed between 2 different ones, or 3
Yeah.
different ones. That's crazy.
Now, I have heard of Death Star. Death Star is supposed to be a purple legit shit, like very frosty. That's 21%. The White at 24%. Chem Dog and Whitefire OG. Those are like the mean levels, right? Girl Scout Cookie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've heard that one.
Yep.
Yeah, that I've heard.
I have some of that right now.
Yeah. Girl Scout Cookies up there. That's always one that I've actually personally had. You know what I'm saying? Gorilla Glue. I've actually had Gorilla Glue as well. And that's pretty badass. It doesn't say the percentage. But those are pretty much it, man. Some honorable mentions. Cherry Pie, which I had a few weeks ago. Bubba Kush. Everybody's heard of Bubba Kush. LA Confidential, Kimbo Kush, and Headbang. So if you have any of those, or if you're looking for the best strands, there you have it. According to Leafly.
Yep. Hey, let me end on this. I got a quick question for you. Have you ever gone to your plug and asked for their roaches?
No.
Is that no? Is that
That's
like
so
not good
like-
etiquette?
That's weird.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
That's what my brother does. He comes to my house. He goes, "Hey, can I just
Listen,
take all your
I ha-
roaches?"
I have
yeah, go
no
ahead, man.
problem asking my plug for his roaches, and I'm talking about this guy. You could imagine has.
Look at this roach I got right now. I mean, this is what I'm smoking. This is just a roach that I just like. I'm
Woo!
good.
That's half busy, son. All right, so you guys think it's kind of bad etiquette? I don't think it's that bad.
If it's your family, if I go to my brother's house,
Your
or he
best
comes
friend,
to me,
your roommate, what?
Depends on the relationship.
For your plug? Yeah, I guess.
No.
No, wait. You mean in lieu of buying bud, or?
No. You're
Okay.
there to re-up, and you see the roaches there. Hey, can I have your fucking roach?
You don't even pay them. You just ask this.
No, we have a good relationship, so I think that's very important. We have a relationship.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's different. I mean, if it's
Right.
like kind of semi-homeboy, then yeah.
Yeah.
That's like
All right.
asking
yeah.
for people's leftovers.
Yeah.
Just walking to somebody's house.
That's weird. That's weird.
You gonna finish the rest of that Coke?
Yeah.
Let me have that.
All right, yo, let's take a break. Listen, before we forget, please subscribe. Subscribe. We're on YouTube. We need all the love from you guys. Comment, subscribe, share. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. So when we come back, we're gonna talk cryptocurrency, that electric money, and some SpaceX shit that I love to talk about. Right? You're in the Cypher with the Podheads.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back, everybody. You're here in the Cypher with the Podheads. This is Making C Money at Making C Money on all social media. Guys, hit the subscribe button for us. Follow us on YouTube. Share us. Help us gain a following. I just heard recently in the news, guys, it's pretty crazy that Jay-Z just passed P. Diddy, and I guess whatever you want to call it, hip-hop star, whatever title you want to give him. But for the net worth, he surpassed him. He's worth $900 million now.
Woo, Hova.
Pretty fucking impressive, I'm not going to lie. But we have our guest here, Fred, who's got all this logic on the cryptocurrency. So maybe, just maybe one day we'll get 900 million. But Fred, take it away. I want to know some knowledge about cryptocurrency myself. I'm here looking, and Bitcoin's at $11,412 right now.
Listen,
so
some people are millionaires now. That's what I want to know. How can I be a millionaire on Bitcoin?
Man, on that cryptocurrency, I think the biggest problem for most people, if you want to start there, is that they don't know how to get it. They don't know, man, is it like, how do you pay for it? How do you buy it?
Black internet, right? The dark web, you got to go in there and pick up somebody, shoot somebody or something.
Exactly. But it's really not that hard, guys. I mean, I'm going to tell you, it took me, like, the first time I started looking at it was like around December. I started noticing how crazy Bitcoin, the most popular one out there is. Man, it went from like $1,000 the year before, and then all of a sudden it was worth over 10 grand at the beginning of the year, and then almost 20 grand. I was like, whoa! It hit in January. It hit $19,500. That's
for one Bitcoin.
One Bitcoin that you could have bought 10 years ago for like 50 cents.
Oh my God, bro!
Right. Yeah.
That's nuts.
Right. So now there's multiple coins out there. They're called altcoins. You know, different ones besides Bitcoins. They all have different things. Now, people also want to know what a Bitcoin is. Bitcoin isn't just currency, man. It's a technology. And that's where the money's being made. There's so much involved. If you do about, like I did about 2 months every night, spending 2 hours just researching every type of coin that I wanted to buy, possibly purchase, and then I finally dropped some money on it.
Hold on, you got to go into this. You said technology. What do you say? So it's not cash. It's not just cash.
Oh, yeah, it's more than cash. It's a way to have cash and be able to spend it and use it in a very fast and in a weird way, like where no one could trace it. You know what I mean? They can, but they can't. It's anonymous.
And it's universal, right? It's universal,
right?
Right? It's got the same rate everywhere, basically. If you want to buy a fucking car in Dubai and you don't want to deal with exchange rates and shit, you just use Bitcoin.
Yeah, absolutely. But Bitcoin, man, I love Bitcoin, and I still think Bitcoin has a lot of growth left in it. But obviously, one Bitcoin costs right now, like what you just said, was it $11,400 something?
$11,420,
right. 60. Mm-hmm. And it's been sitting around there for the last 2 weeks right now. It kind of dropped down to 6 grand. Just I don't know if you guys heard about that about a month ago. Everyone was freaking out. Cryptocurrency is falling apart. I just laughed and I started buying right then. Yeah. And that's when I bought. I bought a lot of cryptocurrency when it was really low, just like stock market. You buy low. You know, when things are bad is when you buy. Everyone's selling, freaking out, you buy. And then everything's going to end up going back up. So the same thing happened with the coins. But I would suggest if anybody who's watching, you guys, I mean, for real, you guys always talking about money on here, how you want to make money. If you got $100, man, just try it. If you got $100 on a debit card, seriously.
All right. So what's the future here of Bitcoin? Yeah. All right. So it's more than just cash. It's a way to pay for shit. That's my mentality. Okay.
Well, as people get more into this technology, using computers like we are right now, how we're sitting here showing our faces and things like that on the internet and spreading word. There's going to be a way that, like for example, one of my favorite coins right now that I think you guys should look up. It's called Ripple. XRP is their man. It's a good coin and it's really cheap. I mean, right now you could buy it for about 91 cents, 92. If you could look it up, it's right around there right now. But it jumped up. I've seen it as high as $3. So I know that seems low, doesn't seem like a lot of money right now, but if you give that, like me, I'm not a guy who's trying to make money and be rich next year. I'm trying to make money and be rich in 10 years so I can retire, right? So this money, crypto ain't going nowhere. I don't care what anybody says, it's not going anywhere. If you research it and you really look into their white papers, read white papers about every company that you want to invest with, and then find a way to invest. And if you have any questions, man, I'm seriously, internet is full of knowledge. Just look.
So this is not a, as a Bitcoin user, this is not a trend for you. This is just another part of your retirement portfolio.
100%, yeah. And I, like if it grows in leaps and bounds, bigger than I think, faster than I think, great. But I look at it a 5-year growth, like what I think this company's going to do in 5 years, 10 years. Chug it.
Yeah. Here's another one. Well, let me say this. I might have mentioned this on earlier shows, but the internet. Technology has created this new landscape, and just like you ever see that movie Far and Away about the Sooners, about the great what is it called, like the Great Land, where everybody came and took parts of land.
And his ex-wife, whatever.
Yeah, Tom Cruise, great movie. I love that movie, Far and Away. But basically, it's created this brand new landscape of virgin territory, right? Of land, of wealth, of resources, Bitcoin, different things, technology. And now, because it's still new, because it hasn't been perverted and taken over by all the fat cats, there's opportunity.
That's a good point.
Anybody. And just like Fred said, you can get different kinds of cryptocurrency, because cryptocurrency is what we're really talking about here, right? Bitcoin, if I understand correctly, is a form, just one form.
Cryptocurrency, yeah. And there's thousands.
So that Ripple that's 90 cents today could be 20,000 per in a few years. What pisses me off? A few years ago, I was fucking around on the dark web. That's what it's called, the dark web.
That's one of the black web.
Sounds dirty, actually.
Yeah. And wait, hold on. Someone I know was fucking around on the dark web, not me.
My friend.
Yeah, my friend. My friend Trank the Frank said, okay, so check this out. And I was looking at shit, and I was just like, man. So everything that you can buy on here, and I wanted to talk about it on the show. I think I might have talked about it on an earlier episode. But everything that you bought on there, you could buy fucking black tar heroin, coke, steroids, guns, probably fucking hookers and shit. I think you could buy hits on people, fake money, identities, shit. Right? You could buy people's identities on there, and you paid by Bitcoin. And at the time, nobody knew about Bitcoin. Nobody who wasn't, on this dark web or really knew about computers.
Well, that's how I knew it. Bitcoin as like a way to not pay your taxes, right?
Yeah.
That's what I have in my head.
At this time, Bitcoin was about $300 a Bitcoin, 320 something or something like that Bitcoin. And I was like, you know what? I was thinking about just buying a Bitcoin, because one Bitcoin is worth $320, it's not sold by the Bitcoin, right?
It's not
if you want to buy let's say a car, if you want to buy let's say a guitar, if you want to buy a guitar worth $100 and Bitcoin's worth $300, then it'll just take a third of that Bitcoin. So you'll still have 2/3 of a Bitcoin value left. Well, anyway,
exactly.
So I was just like, I'll maybe buy a Bitcoin and just fuck around, see what's up. I didn't do it. I didn't pull the trigger. Well, lo and behold, a few years later, I saw it jump up to about 20,000 a bit, and I was like, fuck me. If I would have bought half a Bitcoin, I'd have like 10 grand right now. Sometimes you got to jump. Sometimes you got to.
Yeah, but that's
what makes it spike though. Like I'm looking at Ripple right now on the Robinhood app. That shit's actually pretty cool too. If you guys want to like try to invest and all that, I haven't yet. I've just been kind of watching certain. But I mean, it's at 98 cents Ripple, so it's like what would cause it to go up? Like
what makes it, and it's pretty complicated, and which kind of sucks, and it's hard to predict. But a lot of people go out there and they say they got bull. I'm sure you've heard of these bull trends and bear trends, right? Bullish trends, or when you're actually it's not doing really well, and bear trends are doing really well, right? So it just depends on what's going on in the market, and it's based on like who's buying right now. Kind of like when I look it up, it's you'll see purchases. If you go to any of those websites where you can buy them, they got like these metrics on there to show you how the value is going up and down, and it's called candle graphs. I don't know if you guys know what those are, but they look like little lines like this.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, very complicated, man. Yeah, it's hard to
no.
follow, but it's showed. But every one of those things that pop up and down to make it very basic is about a group of purchases. So like for us, like, or for me, the average person in the world, like all of us, you know, that's sitting here besides the 3%, we're going to, if we spend 1,000, that's a decent amount of money. And you're like, let me go on here and invest 1,000. Hope I don't lose it. But, you know, if I lose it, I can make it back. But, you know, worst case scenario, I make some, or best case scenario, I'll make good money with it. But there's people out there that are spending millions at a time, right? So that causes spikes when they sell and so just like stocks, but these things sell in fast because it's 24 hours you could sell and buy and sell and buy.
This is not regulated by the stock market or any of that.
Not at all.
So you could do this at any time of the day,
27 days a week.
That's okay. I'm digging this. So
it's not like day trading. You can do some day trading where you try to like do stop losses, buy at this price, sell at this price, but that's kind of like one of those that's hard to do unless you're going to spend a lot of money. You know, you're not going to make a lot doing that unless you're spending a lot of money. My idea with, you know, for the average person is not to, you could get lucky and get rich fast because you buy the right one, but the odds are you're going to end up making money if you just hold on to it for 5 to 10 years.
Let me ask you this, and this will be my last point. Okay, is cryptocurrency the currency of the future? Like when the world is united, right? When Africa is no longer a third world country and we're all a global market, is this kind of stuff the way people are going to change goods and work and trade like that? Is that the currency of the future?
Yeah, I think that it's not just that. I think it's current. I mean, if you really think about it, the way we spend money, it's not really real money anymore. You know what I mean? We're using a card. And is money really real? Let's not get too deep, but
oh my God,
I was gonna say, more conceptual.
It's just an easier way if you want to send $1 million from, that's what I'm saying, it's big money, people. If you want to send $1 million from Africa to the United States and you want to get it there fast without the currency changing and et cetera, this takes 5 minutes and it's sent there.
How is the government okay with this?
Well, it's new, right? It's new.
Well, they're starting to regulate and they're starting to get into it a little bit more. But I think that's what's good about that is that shows you that it is going to stay. If they're going to regulate, that means that they're considering it real.
So let me say this before we get destroyed on social media. JB, Africa is a continent, not a country. And it's not a third world country either.
I was thinking faster than I was speaking, and I incorporated the idea was when the world is when the last person to get a computer gets a computer, right? Okay,
North Korea gets Wi-Fi and
yeah, exactly. I'm sorry if that offended. I meant no disrespect.
I'm just fucking with you, bro.
Wakanda isn't real.
Wakanda forever.
It's not.
Right?
It might fucking be, honestly.
Yeah. Okay, so what about this SpaceX? We're talking about technology. We're talking about the future. You mentioned to me Elon Musk. You told me this guy is the modern day, the real life, Tony Stark.
Yeah, man. Iron Man. Come on. All right. Elon Musk cannot be a new name to anybody. We all know SpaceX. We all know Tesla. Tesla's probably the better word now. The man owns them both. And I can't wait till he owns the world. He owns flamethrowers, for goodness sake. If that's not Iron Man, who it is? Elon Musk. I wanted to bring this up because I think me growing up, I wanted to be an astronaut all day, every day. Space, I love that shit. All that documentary stuff, I love it. So the future, when I see things about space, for the future, it gets me really excited. And when NASA lost its way, when the government lost its way and canceled NASA,
right? Lost funding,
it broke my heart. It broke my heart. Then people like Elon Musk come back. And long story short, this guy got money up the wazoo. Okay. Yeah. He's the founder of PayPal, sold his share there, and then just made Tesla and SpaceX. He's got a lot of money. He's doing sci-fi shit, okay? He's doing incredible things. His SpaceX rockets are now launching cars into space. We've all seen the pictures, right?
Yeah.
And then landing again, right side up. These rockets shoot up and land right side up. So now they're reusing these rockets that NASA would lose every time. Okay.
Right.
Let me start off this conversation by giving you one number. One of his next rockets he's designing, it's codenamed BFR. Can you guys guess why?
Big fucking rocket.
Yeah. Rocket. See, my man, this is why I like Elon Musk. His next BFR rocket, okay? NASA, it took them, for ease of discussion, it took them $50,000 per pound to send shit up there. 50,000. Elon Musk says he can bring that dollar value to 50. 50.
Wow.
I mean, that's why he's a billionaire, man.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
What? But I don't think you guys have figured that shit out. The possibilities now, okay, from $50,000 to $50. Bro, you can do a lunar. I can buy a space station now. You feel me? That is incredible. And I wanted to just bring that up and talk about that because now that's the future, man. We're living in the future. We're talking about cryptocurrency. Now you're going to pay for your ticket to Mars with cryptocurrency.
Bro, space,
we're in the future.
Space tourism is coming, dude. And I'm excited in my lifetime. Let me tell you, I have always, since I've been a kid, been kind of fascinated by space, right? A little bit of a nerdy side to me. And I've always said, God damn it, I wish that I might have probably pursued a career in space, you know, because just think about that. So many people, like 99.9% of the population will die without ever fucking being able to experience that part of this universe, right? Of existence. And it sucks, but I mean, it was just unfathomable to me to think that one day, and probably within our lifetime, we'll be able to probably buy a reasonably priced ticket. Not like Virgin that would be like only send fucking Russian millionaires up there. No. You know, reasonably be able to buy a ticket for probably a short fucking lunar orbit, but still. Come on, dude.
And I'm going to take that from you right there. Another reason why I like Elon Musk. Yeah, he's a millionaire. He's probably going to be the world's first trillionaire, considering the way Tesla's going and SpaceX is going. He's going to be crazy. But his personality is one where he's not about the money. I mean, you can kind of tell some people are like that. He is about the future. Like, he knows that as a humanity, as a species, we're not going to live here. We can't sustain the way we use this world. So he's looking into the future. I admire people like that who are looking forward, can't stay stagnant. And he's got money, so he's able to do something about it. So I'm a big fan of Elon Musk. I got myself a Bitcoin ticket to Mars. I'm telling you, it will happen. It will happen in our lifetime, gentlemen. I mean, we said it in many shows. We're living in the future right now. Cars are going to be driving tomorrow by themselves. You're going to be able to go to Mars next week. We got sex robots next month. I mean, what the fuck? But yeah, shout out to Elon Musk. I'm gonna put one up in there for him.
Wow. Yeah. What do you guys think? Freddie J, what do you think about Elon Musk and SpaceX? You said you're a big fan.
Oh man, I'm a huge fan. He just wrapped that all up for me, man. You hit that on the nose, man. We I swear we were related. But anyway, yeah, Elon Musk, man, he's a genius for one. You know, he's a future thinking, forward thinking. You know. Just thinking about having an electric car in general, just think about what that does for the environment. So he's more than just, I'm trying to make money. He's trying to do things with his money to make money, you know what I mean? Making money to save the planet all at the same time.
Great.
But he's right. We need to look into space, and I think he's great for doing what he's doing to try to further the technology on that too. So it's pretty awesome, man.
But bro, he's doing everything. He's doing the houses for, he's doing the batteries for houses. He's trying. I mean,
he's got solar tiles, roof tiles.
He's gonna be powering homes. He's gonna be, you know, he's gonna own your car. He's gonna own the energy your house uses. He's gonna. I mean, JB could actually be right.
Iron Man, right?
Billionaire, yeah.
Dude,
listen. And we talked Africa, and I'm gonna swing it back to Africa. SpaceX is testing another rocket next week. They're gonna shoot out a satellite. A test satellite called Starlink to bring internet to places without Wi-Fi and connections and things of that nature.
Great company.
Yeah.
Hey, I got some interesting facts if you guys want to hear that I just read on the internet. I pulled up. Well,
Go
for
ahead.
one, before I get into those, I want to say one thing that I really admire about Elon Musk is that he's accessible. I heard a story sometime like a year ago where somebody like tweeted about an inconvenience that the Tesla model that they were driving, had something about the charge stations or something like that, and he immediately took action on it, responded to the person, random dude, nobody special, responded and started making changes, started putting more charge stations up or something like that. I mean, this guy's legit, dude.
Yeah.
Apparently, for $3,000, you can get your family's ashes shot into space with SpaceX. For $3 grand.
3,000?
Apparently, this is something
Okay.
I'm reading on the
Weird.
Daily Beast. Hey, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool. I wouldn't mind getting my ashes put into space.
I want to be alive to experience space.
Fucking JB.
Maybe my
sitting in
dogs.
the
Maybe I'll send Chewie's ashes up there, and I'll know she'll always be in the stars, kind of shit, huh?
Yeah. Wow.
That'd be
bro.
pretty cool.
Yeah, dude. So it's
What else?
definitely.
That's it?
Well, there's a couple other fucking boring ones. I won't bore you with the rest. I just thought it was really cool. They're
Okay.
working on a trip to Mars, which everybody knows. And one cool thing that they say that I think is actually cool is that they're inspiring more astronauts. Think about that. It's
Yeah.
very hard to become an astronaut, especially when, the fucking country you live in only hires like 2 per fucking God knows how
Decade.
long. So the fact that now there's more commercial opportunities, I think
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's gonna bring a new business, a new what the fuck word I'm looking for? A new fucking business side.
I don't know.
I'm fucking-
Industry.
I don't know.
Industry, god
Hey.
damn it.
Stupid.
Guess the secret word.
It's a
Industry.
new industry. So we're talking about the future in Bitcoin. Think about the technologies we're gonna need in space and try to make your money there. 'Cause
Oh,
that
yeah.
will happen in our lifetime.
100,
Yeah.
100, no doubt.
Anyway, break time.
Guys, do us a favor, hit subscribe for us. Subscribe to the channel if you like what you hear, you like what you see. And then just share it with your friends, guys. We're all over all social media platforms. When we come back, I want to hear what all of you have to say about the social media addiction. Obviously, that's a huge, huge problem nowadays, too, with everyone having a phone and a tablet and all that nonsense. And me and my single ventures, as always, I want to know what our fans and my buds and our guests think of maybe hitting on girls at the gym. Hidden zone. Making some money, guys. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
All right, you're back in the Cypher with the Podheads. It's your Commander-in-Chief, Frank the Tank. I'm in the Cypher with my best buds, JB, C Money, and Fred. Check it out. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook, iTunes, Podbean, YouTube, obviously. Check us out. Subscribe, like, share. Talk some shit. Leave some comments. Let us know what you think about
Yeah.
what we think. School us on some shit if we need to be corrected. Show some love, whatever you want.
And as you can see, we got Fred's here as a guest. So you want to be a guest on the Cypher with the Podheads? Hit us up. We're more
For
than
sure.
happy to have you.
Okay.
For sure.
Definitely.
So
They are, guys.
C Money and I have been talking a lot lately. Oh fuck, my bad.
You're trying to look
I'm trying to be super cool. All right, so see, let's try this again. C Money and I. Wait, let's do this right. So, C Money and I have been talking a lot lately about his love life. Well, shit, we've all been talking about it. If you've been listening to the Podheads, you've been following him on his relationships and escapades with all these different women. And he tells me that it's hard to approach women at the gym. He finds one girl who's been checking him out or that he's been checking out, and he doesn't really know what to do. What is gym etiquette? C Money, what have you learned about gym etiquette?
The gym, and it's kind of interesting. The survey that we had a brief survey on Facebook, and the majority of people, it was kind of even. I was surprised because I know the stigma that you're not supposed to disturb a girl when she's working out, and I kind of feel the same way when when you're having a good workout and you're in the zone, you listen to music, you don't want to be bothered. And I get that, so that's why I haven't approached this chick yet, but it's just one of those girls, man, we've all been there where you just cannot stop staring at this one chick. Like You know, you're watching her work out, you're watching her do all these different kind of exercises, and it's ridiculous.
What do you guys think? Before we get too far into this, JB, Fred, I know you guys are pretty athletic. Well, not JB, but
Hey,
but
I'm a well-fit 60-year-old
yes,
man.
he is. He has
like
the body of a
Well,
very in shape
yeah.
60-year-old. But what do you? Is it poor form to hit on somebody or somebody of the opposite sex at the gym?
Well,
Right?
I would say, back. I'm a married man now, so I would say
Back in the day, back when you were,
when I was younger, and I always, if I had an opportunity to talk to somebody that I thought I liked, I took the opportunity. Now I wouldn't be creepy about it. Now you got to take the right opportunity. You know what I mean? It's just about what you say. So the question is how do you approach the girl?
Now,
at the
my
gym, right?
response on the survey was, if you happen to be leaving when she leaves, you got to creep that shit out a little bit. You got to say, all right, she's leaving now. Even if I'm not done with my routine, I'll have to pretend to be done. You got to do what you got to do. But that's my thing. I purposely have been trying to see if she's catching her staring, and she has. I've caught her multiple times now. So I'm like, okay, so at least there's that attraction clearly. People say looks aren't everything, but what the fuck else?
Don't be cross-eyed, bro, because she might not be staring at you. So,
Hey, but the facts are that I'm not the prettiest man in the world, but I think I am. So that's why girls think I'm cute. You know what I mean? So you just need to go up, and if you holler at her the right way, you just be like, just ask her a question. Just be like, hey, you been to this gym for a while or something, and the way she responds will let you know everything. If you know what I mean.
I'm going to use this show as an icebreaker for sure, because it's
always
what we're talking about. So I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. Again, I know the etiquette not to, if she's in the middle of just finishing a row set and she's in fucking got the headphones on, I'm not going to be like, oh, excuse me. No.
Listen. I think it's twofold, and you already touched on one. Okay, if you're trying, the first off is if she's already made eye contact with you inside the gym. If you're sure about that, then the door's there. The door's open for you to come and say hello, hi, and there you go with it. Okay. If you're not sure then that's happened, then you said it earlier. Try to do it outside. Oh, she's going to the bathroom ready to leave. I need to go to the bathroom, get ready to leave.
Yep.
Try to catch her in the parking lot. Try to catch her not mid squat, brother. You can't do mid-squat.
It sounds like,
hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
This reminds me of like a bunch of kids talking about how to hit on a girl in high school or something. Let me give you these survey results, because we did put one on Facebook, and we appreciate all the love we get on Facebook and everybody who comments and participates. But it's pretty even. 56% of the people who took the survey said it is not inappropriate to hit on the opposite sex in the gym. But that leaves But that leaves another 44%. So almost half the people who took the survey said it's not cool. Here's what I got. A lot of women said, Charisse, shout out to Charisse, one of my best friends out there. I know you watch the show. Put it in the air for her. She says she believes that there's a time and place for these things. If a girl's working out, she wants to be left alone. She basically says she feels gross and unattractive, and she's focused on what she's doing, and she doesn't want to be bothered. I don't know if I agree with that.
I'll make them feel attractive, bro. There's something about the workout, and I love it. I love it.
It comes from a female perspective, so she feels a certain way. I think it's super sexy.
Here's another female. Another female says, I believe it's better than meeting at a bar or a club. At least they're fit or getting or like getting or keeping in good shape. So, I mean, it shows that you guys have similar interests. Correct. They're already in good shape. There's pheromones in the air, kicking good music going. It's almost like a club. You know what I mean? But you're working out.
You got a juice bar and a fucking.
Can I buy you a drink at the juice bar?
Workout pants.
I say do it, C-Money, man. Go for it, bro.
Yeah,
Pull
Fred.
the trigger. Be confident. Listen to Fred. He knows what he's talking about.
Bro.
Yeah, I think it's inevitable. And like we've been saying, the worst that could happen is she says, no, my life doesn't change.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
There's another one down the street look just like her.
One could say that if they're there only for working out and it's so serious then what's with the low cut shorts, the low cut shirts? What's with the spandex?
It gets hot in there. It gets hot in her.
Yeah. Hey, there's nothing wrong with wearing that shit. I have no problem with that kind of stuff. All I'm saying is that, you know, Rocky go to the gym in the hoodie and the sweats, and they're trying to, you know, lose weight, stay in good shape. If you're not trying to get noticed, why are you wearing stuff that are clearly, you know, going to attract attention to those areas? Does the shirt have to show cleavage to get that workout on? Your butt cheeks got to be sticking out to be able to do fucking leg extensions?
Absolutely.
Oh, man, I hear the females right now.
But obvious double standards, and that was my response to the survey is, all right, so look at how intricate it is to try to see if it's even acceptable to approach this girl. But give me any dude that's approached by a good-looking girl, he is not going to say, excuse me, I'm lifting here, can you move away, bitch?
I would, because I'm in a relationship, and I'm very happy.
Dude, totally.
I would tell a girl to fuck off.
I would just go just like this.
So, I'm going to go to the gym, though. I'm going to go to the gym. If it's a double standard, I'm going to go to the gym in some low-cut fucking track shorts and start doing squats with my nuts hanging out. And just, hey.
That'd be the day you get banned.
That'd be the day I go to jail, exactly.
Yeah, double standards, man. We've talked about that on this show
all the time,
countless times.
And this
those
is another
unwritten rules. It is what it is, man.
Yep.
So,
like forever.
I looked up an article to give you some advice about this, because I'm no expert. I've been out the game some time, but men's fitness. I mean, where else would you look for something like this? They did a story about this a few months ago by Nina Combs. So I give her all the credit from mensfitness.com. They interviewed a certified personal trainer and nutritionist, Jacqueline Sclaver, and they talked about, from a woman's perspective who works in a gym, right, how women really feel about approaching women in the gym. And she says it's not a bad thing at all. She says that it's a very social place that, you know, as long as you do it in a good way, in a good manners, that you can have a good time. People are feeling good. People look good. There's a lot of energy in the air, and there's nothing wrong. They said, don't follow her. She says, don't follow them. So don't go outside and plan when you leave with them, goddamn.
I thought that was a great idea.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Creeper.
You got to do research. Creepy as hell. She says, don't mention anything like, you know, about how they look, you know, don't go up to them and ogle them. They say, you know, if you make eye contact with them, see money, which you said you have on more than one occasion. Quick looks, not, you know, staring at them, creeping at them. Just, you know, quick little looks. And if you guys lock eyes, smile. Walk by and say, hey, keep it super casual. If she says, hey, back, leave it at that for a little while. If you see her more than once, more than once.
Bro, every day she's there between, because I normally go between 1 and 2:30, and she's always there. Always the same chick, man.
Smile's the key, bro. Once you get the smile from her,
and make sure, and listen to this.
Buddy, yo.
Just be sure to look friendly, not scary. Guys sometimes make eye contact with a weird grimace, and I'm like, is he making a face how I look, or is this his way of flirting? So don't give like a weird creeper smile. You know, a quick little smile. Hey, keep it low. You know, keep it low key. They say you can start a conversation with something simple. Say something simple. Talk about the music. Talk about a goofy member of the gym. If you're in a class, talk about the class. What else did she say? She mentions...
JB, do that smile again.
That's a creepy ass smile. This is why JB got banned from Planet Fitness. Don't leer. Don't leer with creepy smiles. And don't show off. Don't be the fucking brute in the gym who gets next to her fucking trying to put up a stack. Fucking slamming shit. Nah, girls don't like that, bro. Basically, keep it cool, man. Keep it super light. You said you see her every day. It's chess, not checkers, right? So don't try to go for the gold on the first time. Be patient about shit. Yeah, bro, play the game, dude. You could always mention grabbing a drink at the juice bar, like you said. But she says girls like it, bro. She says more often than not, girls are it's fair game.
Well, see, that's
You
my
know?
thing. It's like that's why you have to do the investigative work and see if they are looking, making eye contact, and that's because if they are, they obviously are looking for a reason. You know what I mean? So
We need to see that on the next episode, man. We need to get an answer to what you do.
Yeah,
Make
yes.
sure.
Hey, don't be a bitch.
I could show up with a black eye next episode. So, one thing, you know?
So that's the challenge. I challenge you right here, sir. By the next episode, you will have had to make contact with this little cutie at the gym, bro.
Yeah.
All right.
Got us.
Man's
All
covered.
right.
Yeah.
Sounds accepted.
There you go. And if not, you can always find love like everybody else on social media.
That brings me to my next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, especially you guys. Frank Tank has kids. JB, his MJ is not quite old enough to be using social media yet, but in a survey I saw said 51% of kids, 51 from 13 to 17 use it multiple times a day. So what's kind of funny is that I'm finding myself going on Facebook and then closing it because I did what I needed to do, then going right back on it 10, 15 seconds after. Like nothing is changed. And it's become like a habit now, muscle memory habit of just looking at it.
Yeah.
And I just want to know what you guys think. Like,
Well, Fred, you got a teenager, right?
Oh yeah, and that's a big deal in my household. My wife is truthfully, I got an amazing wife. Frank can attest to that. He's met her, and she's a great woman,
Cool
and she's
shit.
a really good mother, which is the most important part about being my wife, and it's more above and beyond. She takes care of my son. But coming back to that, I gotta give some love to my wife real quick.
Oh,
But anyway,
yeah, man. Throw it in the air.
Throw it in the air.
yeah. But when it comes to social media, you do have to be careful because there's that thing, it's cyberbullying, man. And how they talk to each other on there, and the kind of stuff that kids put on these days is amazing. My son recently, because he got straight A's on his 7th grade year, for his 8th grade year, I allowed him to get Instagram. That's it. That's the first thing we allowed him to do because he earned it, right? Instagram. So we let him have it. But dude, it is crazy stuff that you see go down on there, man. Wow, you're like, wow, okay.
Dude.
We don't mean to be like, but we do have a restriction where he has to my wife has access to it anytime, that type of thing. My wife makes sure, but he's a good kid, so there's nothing really to worry about on his side. But there's definitely a lot of crazy stuff and stuff that you read about what kids are saying. Even it's like there was this one child, and I kind of, hope that my son's reaching out to him a little bit more, but he seemed really depressed. So it was kind of good that was there in that sense for the kids, because it was like he was kind of reaching out, kind of saying, some stuff that was kind of deep, like, he was lonely, that type of thing. You were like, okay. So I had my son reach out to him, but it seemed like everything's okay. So that kind of stuff makes it nice. But at the same time, it's, we all know as our generation, it was way different for us. We didn't have that. We had a house phone to call somebody.
Yeah.
When we were that age, and if you even did that, you just met up with them on this street at this time and to play ball or whatever is what you did, And these days it's like, let's meet on here and talk on here. So
yeah, that's hanging out. That's hanging out now. Getting on social media and chatting or Snapchat or putting a video out or something. I got a 13-year-old boy, and he before he lived with me, he used to live with his mother. He had a lot of he was all over social media. Facebook, he had a Facebook page, he had an Instagram page, he had Snapchat. And when he started living with me, I shut down all that shit because I started, paying attention to what, was going on. I'm spy on your kids. I promise you my son won't shoot up his school. I promise you my son won't fucking take his own life. And,
or eat a Tide Pod.
You know what I'm saying? Or eat a fucking Tide Pod or something like that. I know where my kid's at 24/7. So I spy on him. I tell him what the fuck he can and can't do. That's like, you should. You're not your kid's friend.
Absolutely.
I want my kid to like me as much as anybody else, but my main priority is to make sure he grows up to be successful. So I said, erase that fucking Instagram, delete that damn Snapchat, all that shit, bro. There's 14, 15-year-old girls on there shaking their ass, bro. There's explicit material on there. You know what I mean? And Instagram, bro. Some of the favorite pages I like to look at are a little too, yeah, you know what I mean? And so, for me, I just felt like it was best. Look, you got plenty of time to get on all that shit. You know, Facebook, other things. I agree with Fred. You know, they couldn't be useful tools to keep in touch with important people. But right now, I just feel like, look, man, unless you got the grades, unless you're managing other parts of your life, you just don't need distractions like that shit, because social media can be very distracting. Like you said, you can spend hours on there just going back, looking at the same shit over and over.
Well, you said it. Social media is a tool, right? Every generation has these things where think you can use it for good or use it for evil, right? That kind of shit. And social media is one of those things. I mean, social media. We have to be on social media if we want to get our show up and running. It's a tool, but the same way these kids use social media, it's a tool for the negative side. I don't have a child of that age, so I can only say to this subject from my perspective. I'm not addicted to social media, like Simone said. You check 15 seconds
it's weird,
later.
Man.
But I understand it, especially if you're in a business like ours where you're looking for the likes and you're looking for the numbers, right? Not necessarily the response. And I think that might be the difference here, or the nail there is the response. What are you looking for from social media? Are you looking for attention? Are you looking for money? Are you looking for likes? What's the intention here? Cyberbullying? You understand where I'm going with this? So it's a tool like guns is a tool, and one kid shot up a school last week. You understand my analogies here? So as parents, you guys said it, as parents, it's our jobs, man. No one else is to control and spy on our kids, and it's our job to handle their social media too.
What do you guys think social media will be like by the time Mary Jane is a teenager? I feel like
15 years.
Yeah,
say 15
years. I feel like they're gonna just put on a headset. And it's like
VR?
It's like this, but instead of us looking at each other like this, we're all sitting in a virtual room looking at each other,
like the fucking Jedi Council or some shit.
Yeah, yes, exactly, right? Yeah.
They got that. Dude, that's already happening. They got stuff like that already.
Science fiction precedes reality, bro.
Yes,
there was a time where cell phones were just like, in movies and, in books. The idea of that shit.
Self-driving cars, fucking space tourism. You know what I mean? Solar. We're here. We're living it, y'all. It's so exciting. I love shit like that.
Yeah.
We're talking to each other and seeing each other's face.
Almost instantly. Instantly. How magic is that, right? That's magic. Black magic.
Right, yeah. I mean, if you told someone this 30 years ago, if you said you'd be doing what we'd be doing, they'd look at you like crazy. Yeah.
Imagine the next 30 years.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Can't wait, y'all.
Can't wait.
That's it, y'all. Bro, that's the show. What a good one, Fred. Thank you very much, man. You are always welcome in the Cypher.
I appreciate
Great commentary. Thank you for the love on the crypto, bro. We're in it. We're here to make some money.
Fuck yeah, man.
Holla.
So we'll be hollering at you again. Thank you very much. So please make sure you subscribe. We need that love. We need the comments. We need the likes, the ups, the downs. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the social media platforms at the Podheads Webshow. Again, we love you. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for all the love. We got over there Frank the Tank.
Yo, it's your commander-in-chief, heavy on the chief, Frank the Tank, representing the Podheads Webshow, a.k.a. the champ, the grand champ. Don't forget the freaking fantasy football stud. Guys, I will be representing this shit and spurning you guys with it, reminding you of every fucking day that until next season, y'all got to eat shit. So anyway, goddamn it, follow me, Instagram, Twitter, at Podhead Frank, on all social media websites. Subscribe, like, follow us, leave your comments, holla at your boy.
This fucking fantasy football cheetah over here. I'm making C money, guys, on all social media platforms. I also started my own little YouTube thing for anyone that likes gaming or likes to watch people game. I got my own YouTube for making C money too. You can watch me get my ass kicked by some of these high schoolers now. It's pretty funny. But check us out, guys. Hit subscribe.
He's gonna get his ass kicked by high schoolers.
Generation Entertainment. We wanted to make a note of that for this upcoming Hemp Fest. Jeremy is the man's name, and fucking entertainment is his game. That shit is lit, man. Hempfest in October this year in Lakeland, Florida.
Come out and see us.
Can't wait, man. Can't wait.
Again, Fred, any last words?
Hey, man, I appreciate it, guys. As a fan, it was awesome to be on this episode. It's pretty cool. I can't wait to see it. So, yeah, man. But anyway, no, man, thank you, guys. It was pretty fun talking about things. Got some scoop from what you guys were talking about. Thank you about the SpaceX and whatnot, and talking about everything else. Good times. But don't forget about the C Money Challenge.
Yeah, we want to hear it, C Money.
I want to find out a name at least.
There you go. I got to hear a name at least. That's what I want. Yeah.
Thanks again, Fred. For C Money, for Frank the Tank, I am JB Perez. This is the Podheads Web Show. Thanks again. You're in the Cypher. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.